Shalom, shalom. I'm Rabbi Sheikh Edom, and today I'm going to teach and discuss about prophecy events or the prophecy which surrounds a date that's coming up. It surrounds August 14th, approximately. Um, and I'm going to be reading from Zechariah, uh, the first chapter, right? Um, so let's begin, right? Chapter 1, verse 1. In the eighth month, in the second year of Darius, so in the second year of Darius's kingship, there was a word of prophecy from Yah with Zechariah, the prophet, who's prophesying, the son of Berechiah, son of Edo, the prophet, saying, there was anger from Yah against your fathers because they provoked before him. So there was anger before the Most High because our fathers, the Israelites, the children of Israel, had provoked anger from him. So we did what he said not to do, provoking his wrath instead of um, gaining the blessings. All right? And they provoked before him. And you shall say to them, so now the Most High speaking to Zechariah to tell us something. Thus saith Yah Sabaoth, or the Most High of armies. Return to my service, says Yah Sabaoth, the Most High of armies. And I will return by my memra, or I will return by my word, my covenanted promise, to do good for you. Right? Says Yah Sabaoth. Do not be like your fathers, to whom the former prophets prophesied, saying, thus says Yah Sabaoth, return now from your evil ways and your evil deeds. But they did not listen, nor did they give heed to my memra. So he's saying off top, don't be like your fathers, right? Where the prophets spoke and you didn't listen. This time is crucial for you to listen and pay attention to, right? He says, your fathers, where are they? And if you say, do the prophets live? So the Most High asks the question, where are your fathers? Well, they're all dead. And he says, and if you respond with a smart comment, like a question like, well, do the prophets live forever? In truth, the Most High is responding, the prophets do not live forever, right? And but my words and my statutes, which I commanded my servants, the prophets, did they not overtake your fathers? So he's now responding with an answer. So he's answering your questions. In truth, they did not live forever. But did not my word overtake them? So did not what I said was going to happen, happen? So now you have a answer, right, to your question, and another question to respond to. So this is reasoning with to the Most High. This is our reasoning with Him, right? Our thoughts, our words, and they repented. So after the Most High's words overtook them, they repented. So He's telling us now to repent. And said, as Yah Sabaoth, the Most High of armies, thought to deal with us according to our ways and according to our deeds, so has he dealt with us. So the Most High has brought the curses, the plagues, and the afflictions upon us. But that is not the end. So it continues to go forward now and say that he put the curses on us because we provoked him. So now we come to verse 7. And this is where we begin to mark time. So there was repentance, and now you have a prophecy about a future thing on this particular date, right? Now, I'm just marking time. The prophet says, on the 24th day of the 11th month, which is Shabbat. That's the name of the month, Shabbat. Okay? Now, the 24th day on the Gregorian calendar this year happens to fall on August 14th, or surrounding around that day, right? In the second year of Darius, so in the second year of King Darius, there was a word of prophecy from Yah with Zechariah the son of Berechiah, son of Iddo the prophet, saying. So now here's what he's going to say. Right now, this is Zechariah talking. I saw in the night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse, and he was standing among the myrtle trees, which were in Babylon. So this man is riding upon a red horse, standing upon the myrtle trees, which were in Babylon. And behind him were red, white spotted, and white horses. So immediately this is way different than you have ever read in the King James. And I said, what are these? Um, he said, what are these, my Lord? All right. So immediately he begins to ask a question. He saw something he didn't assume. He's asking for an interpretation. And the angel who was speaking with me said to me, I will show you what they are. And the man who was standing among the myrtle trees answered and said, so now the angel says, I'm going to reveal it to you. And now the person in Babylon who was riding the right horse that he saw begins to speak and said, these are they whom the Most High has sent to go about the earth. And they answered the angel of Yah, who was standing among the myrtle trees, and said, we have gone about the earth, and behold, all the earth remains at ease and at rest. So this man is now given a definition. He's an angel, right? And he's looking at these four, or he's with these four horses and among myrtle trees, because all the trees are representative of the different nations, right? And he says all the earth is at ease and at rest. All right? So this is what that dream is interpreted as, right? So, and the angel of Yah answered and said, O Lord of hosts, how long will you not have mercy upon Jerusalem and upon the cities of Judah, upon which you have brought a curse these 70 years? So now he's literally posing this question to the Most High, because the whole world is at ease and at rest. The kingdoms are going about as they were, and Jerusalem is not yet established. And he's like, well, how long are you going to let the world remain at peace, right, with whatever they're doing, and Jerusalem has not come back? Where's the consolation? And Yah answered the angel who was speaking to me with right words, words of consolation. So here we go, that's that word, to console, to bring back together, to restore, right? So the angel is speaking with him good words and words of consolation, because to Zechariah it's important that Jerusalem be restored. And the angel who was speaking to me said to me, prophesy, saying, thus saith Yah Sevaot, I will take revenge for Jerusalem and Zion with great jealousy. And I am angry with the great anger against the nations which are at ease. For I was angry but a little with my people, and they helped them to do evil. Now the Most High is getting down to business. You see, I'm going to take revenge now. And he mentions this date, right, as the date to watch for the catalyst to what's going to begin this clock, right? And he says, I was angry with a great anger against the nations which are at ease. So he says, before this day, you notice there'll be some stirring, but they pretty much at ease. It's pretty much politics as usual, right? He says, I was angry but a little bit with my people, and they helped them to do evil. Therefore, thus saith Yah, I will return to Jerusalem in mercy. My sanctuary shall be built in her, says Yah Sevaot, the Most High of armies. And the measuring line shall be stretched upon the structure of the walls of Jerusalem, right? Prophesy again, saying thus, saith Yah Sevaot, the cities of my people shall again be filled with prosperity, and Yah shall again comfort Zion, and again take pleasure in Jerusalem. Okay, so here's the first part of this. The Most High makes a promise, and he says the first part is the measuring line shall be stretched, right? So I'm going to do a little reenactment so we have some clarity, all right? So a person with measuring tools, here's a measuring line, here's a measuring rod, see? And someone, even if you go out with your cubits and your hands and you begin to search to measure the walls, to find the wall, it says this is going to happen again. So people are going to come, or someone's going to come, and they're going to begin to look for these walls again to rebuild Jerusalem. So this is the first half, right? And it starts on this particular date. You kind of will see this catalyst begin to happen, right? So when this individual begins to come back and re-establish what the walls of ancient Jerusalem actually were. So it's not just Mount Zion. He looks for the walls of the entirety of the city which surrounds Mount Zion. All right? So the Most High says, I'm going to start to take pleasure in her again. And I lifted up my eyes, and behold, 4 kingdoms. Here's the prophecy begins to continue. And I lifted up my eyes, and behold, 4 kingdoms. And I said to the angel who was speaking with me, what are these? And he said to me, these are the kingdoms which scattered the people of Judah, Israel, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So 4 kingdoms scattered: Judah, Israel, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. That's the entirety of the nation, right? Israel is the northern kingdom, Judah is the southern kingdom, and all of the inhabitants of the city. And Yah showed me 4 artisans. And I said, what are these coming to do? And he answered, saying, these are the kingdoms which scattered the people of Judah, and did not permit anyone to walk with an erect stature. Right? And these have come to frighten them, to destroy the kingdoms of the nations which took up arms against the land of the house of Judah, and to drive it into exile. Right? So now you're going to see a rise, right? So you'll see the 4 kingdoms basically involved in the scattering. And then the Most High says, I'm going to raise up another set of kingdoms. And this kingdom is going to go against those kingdoms. And you're going to have a world war. So this is getting ready to happen. But you'll notice that Judah was driven into exile, and they couldn't walk with an erect stature. What does that mean? The erect stature means you can't walk righteously because you were prohibited from it, right? You were prohibited by laws. You were prohibited by false teachings and false doctrines. You were prohibited because you were not given your book in its fullness. You were given a partiality so that you could have derision and confusion, right? So, and they drove Judah into exile. Now, it's very specific about the southern kingdom being driven the furthest away into exile, and about the 4 corners. So, and I lifted up my eyes, and I saw, and behold, a man with a measuring line in his hand. Now we're starting to get into some details, right? So you have a man, and he comes, and he's here in the land, and he has a measuring line in his hand. So I'm demonstrating. A man with measuring lines saying, okay, I'm coming to measure. I'm going to find these walls. I'm coming. We're going to rebuild Jerusalem as it was. And there's going to be some instructions given. So let's see what the Targums revealed about these instructions. Right? And I said, where are you going? Now, Zechariah is talking through the pages of the book to a man today. So he's not talking to somebody he saw back then. He's now way in the future, and this is what he saw, and this is this conversation, right? And he's writing down the conversation with the man because he's having it through the book. And the man has measuring line in his hand, and he's coming to measure. And I said, "Where are you going?" And he said to me, "To measure Jerusalem, to see how much is its breadth and how much is its length." And behold, the angel who was speaking with me went forward, and another angel advanced to meet him and said to him, "Run, speak to that man there, saying, Jerusalem shall not," right? Jerusalem shall not be inhabited as a walled city. Jerusalem shall be inhabited as unwalled villages, for the multitude of people and cattle in her midst. So now the guy comes back and he's got a measuring line, and the prophets are speaking to him through this book to tell him, "What are you doing? I know you're looking at it to go out to rebuild the walls, but that's not what I want. Don't rebuild it with walls. It's going to be unwalled. All right? We're not rebuilding old Jerusalem with the walls back up. That's not what I want. It's going to be so full of people and so full of cattle, that sheep, goats, lambs, camels, that there's no room for it to be a wall." Right? Says, "Don't do that. And my member," verse 9. So this is in addition to that. "And my member will be to her, says Yah, like a wall of fire encircling her." So my word is the wall now. Like a circle of fire encircling her. My word. You don't even have to worry about nothing. I got this. Don't put up no walls. Just build villages and come back. Right? Hold on, I'm jumping the gun. But he says, "It shall be like a wall of fire encircling her round about, and I will make my Shekinah dwell in her midst in honor. Summon those who are scattered." He says, "Summon you." Hey, you watching this video. I'm talking to you. Hey, come on home. Yeah? Come home. Yeah. Hi, I'm a Bedouin. I'm black. Actually, black is the designation from a slave master. But he says, come on home. You're a Bedouin. That's what you are. You're not black. You're a Bedouin. Right? And he says, "Say to them, assemble yourselves and come." That's right. It's right in the book. Right? "Assemble yourselves together and come from the land of the north." Yeah. You. In the land of the north. Yeah. Yeah. You. Come. Come on home. Right? "Saith Yah," right? "For I have scattered you as the four winds of the heavens." Right? "And say to her, escape and come." There's a war coming. All right? Now, escape and come. Don't be there for this. Since I'm telling you to come, if you don't come, now you're in rebellion. Right? "You who dwell in the province of Babylon." Okay, so if you dwell in Babylon, get out. "For thus saith Yah of hosts, after the glory which it was promised to bring upon you, he has sent me against the nations which plunder you, for he who harms you is as if he stretches forth his hand to touch his eyeball. For behold, I am about to lift up my mighty scourge against them, and they shall be spoiled for those who serve them. And you shall know that Yah of hosts has sent me." So now, after he tells you, "Escape and come, you who dwell in the provinces of Babylon." Okay, the province. Not directly in Babylon. The provinces, that means under the control of, right? The governing bodies, the people who govern the way Babylon governs, says, get out, right? Then he says, for thus says Yahweh of hosts, after the glory which it was promised to bring upon you. So after the glory which is promised is going to be brought upon you. And he has sent me. So he's saying Zechariah, right? He has sent me against the nations which plunder you. Right? So now Zechariah is talking to the guy, and the guy's talking to him, and now Zechariah is now talking through the guy to tell you he sent me, right? Against the nations which plunder you. For he who warns you is as if he stretched forth his hand to touch his own eyeballs. Right? For he who harms you, not warns, is as if he stretches forth his hand to touch his own eyeball. All right? Now he says, for behold, I am about to lift up my mighty scourge against them. So he's about to lift up his mighty scourge. That's war, famine, plague, pestilence. It's coming. This is the Most High's weapons of warfare, choice weapons. Right? Against them, and they shall be spoiled for those who serve them. So this is how he overturns the tables. But you don't get to enjoy that unless you're in the right place. You have to follow the first instructions, escape and come. You don't go spoil them like you doing the work, because it's not you. All right? And he says, and you shall know that Yah Sevaot, the Most High of Armies, has sent me. Rejoice and be glad, O congregation of Zion, says Yah. And many nations shall be added to the people of Yah at that time. So, as you come, other people going to see you leaving, and with all the craziness that's about to go down, they're going to follow you. Like, hey, don't leave me, brother. I don't know, brother. Now, we cool. I wasn't down with none of that. I want to keep these laws. So all the nations are welcome too. Hi, I'm a bedouin. We're very welcoming people. Right? And you shall know, says somebody didn't glad, I reveal myself. Right? He says, rejoice and be glad, O congregation. For behold, I will reveal myself, and I will make my Shekinah dwell in your midst, says Yah. And many nations shall be added to the people of Yah at that time. And they shall be for a people before me. And I will make my Shekinah dwell in your midst. So the Most High is promising his Shekinah glory to dwell in our midst. This ain't a spiritual thing. You're going to actually you're going to see this. This is going to be physical. And you shall know that Yah hosts, or the Most High, Yahweh Sabaoth, Yah Sabaoth, has sent me to prophesy to you. And Yah shall make the people of the house of Judah to inherit their portion in the Holy Land. So they don't get the whole thing, they get their portion in the Holy Land. And shall again take pleasure in Jerusalem. All the wicked have perished from before Yah, for he has revealed himself from his holy abode. That is the scary part, because that relates back to Micah chapter 6. I made a song about it. You might want to listen to it. Not to say it's the best music in the world, but it's the lyrics that count. So Micah chapter 6 is now tying into Zechariah chapters 1 and 2. So you have to read them both to understand that the Most High is going to appear from his holy abode. Now all the wicked will be dead because the Most High killed them in the great war that's coming. It's tied around this date this year. Every year the date moves because the Gregorian calendar is just crazy. The Most High's calendar is fixed. It doesn't. But I figured I'd enlighten you so we could track time and watch it together. Because when this war breaks out, and it's sure cooking up with all these sanctions, It's going to be terrible. And you're going to need to know what to do and where to go. Well, I'm Rabbi Shaky Dome, and that's me teaching the prophecies of Zechariah 1 and 2, along with kind of giving you an approximation of the time on the Most High's calendar of when this prophecy was given. Shalom.